You are now tuned in
Let's go
to the Queen of the Trap podcast.
Class in session, bitches.
Welcome, everybody, to the Queen of the Trap podcast, one-on-one exclusive interviews. I'm your host, DJ KDEV, and today my lovely guest is FOCUSONE631. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited that we're actually doing this. You and I have been talking for a couple weeks, and last week kind of got a little mixed up and things were going on at home because I got everybody sick. But I appreciate you bearing with me and just being so good about it, because some people are like, well, you know what, screw you. But thank you so much, and I appreciate you and appreciate you on the show today.
Thank you. No, most definitely. You know what I mean? We're not robots. Stuff happens. So, you know.
Absolutely. Things happen in life. We can't force what goes on. But so to start talking about you, who are you? What is your name? Where do you come from?
Well, pretty much, I'm a humble dude coming straight out of Long Island, Suffolk, Long Island, you know.
Suffolk.
Long Island.
I'm Suffolk too, guys. I'm Suffolk too, so.
Yeah. And pretty much, like I said, just the name Focus is pretty much like the opposite of how I was in school. You know, they used to tell me all the time, you're a good student, but you get distracted. When you focus more, you know what I mean? You become better when you're not being distracted. So between that and just like experiences in life, that's how I kind of got the name Focus, just to stay on task.
Absolutely. That's what I need to be doing more, is focusing more. But no, that's dope. What was your upbringing like on Long Island?
I would say it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that easy. It just.
What town on Long Island are you from?
Riverhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Riverhead. So you're all the way out east.
And my second home is Bridgehampton. That's where like my father's side and all that other side's from. So shout out to Bridgehampton and all that.
So what's the difference between living in Bridgehampton and living in Riverhead?
I say far as like out in the Hamptons, which is Bridgehampton, it's like more snobby. It's more for like the rich folks. Mm-hmm. Like it's cool to work and to drive by out there, but to live out there, it's impossible.
It's funny that you say that, because going into the next question, I wanted to talk about how hard it is for people like us on Long Island, because we have so much difficulty getting noticed, and a lot of people think that we're rich. And we're just like snobby because like we're on the east end of the Hamptons.
Yeah.
So people perceive us as like these rich, but like, what is Long Island really like? What is Long Island like?
I mean, for me, it's like suburbs. It's a little slower than the city. If you see me or you, somebody walking out 2:00, 3:00, they think we're up to no good. If you're out in the city, they're at Penn Station. They're still moving and going, and at 3 or 4, that's why they call the city. It never sleeps.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like at the same time, our pace is a little more slower than what the city is. But I think it's definitely like a little more harder for recognition for Long Island artists or anybody coming from there, because you have to do something to make them come to you. You know what I'm saying? Or you have to go to a Bronx event or a Brooklyn event, something to make you stand out, to make an A&R, somebody to come to you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
you have to have something in order for somebody to realize who the hell you are.
Like they got the Stereo Garden, they got a few good popping spots out here, but other than that, we have to fight and grind and kick teeth to get into it.
Absolutely. I talk about that all the time, because it's really hard for us DJs, especially since the corona. Nobody wants to give up set time, and everybody always has their designated locations and stuff like that. But It's actually funny you say Stereo Gardens, because I've never actually been there before.
Either.
But I had an incident. It was, what was it? It was Thanksgiving Eve. So I was going next door for that event, and Stereo Garden Burgerology, that's what it was. And Stereo Gardens is next door. I accidentally walked into Stereo Gardens, that no questions asked, cut the line, everything, because I had my backpack on me. They thought I was the DJ. Walked inside, saw the basketball court, and I was like, I'm in the wrong place. I gotta go. And they were like, did you get fired? And I was like, no, I'm just not supposed to be here. I'm just not supposed to be here. But it's funny that you said Stereo Gardens.
Yeah.
That's a big place on Long Island, and a lot of people don't know about it. So people tuning in right now, make sure you go check out Stereo Gardens.
Yeah,
You never know, you may see him perform there.
Oh, that's the plan.
That's
you know,
the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal. So what made you want to start rapping, writing? What motivated you?
Pretty much life experiences. Like when I was like 15, 16, I always had a goal that I wanted to like do basketball and stuff like that. But like graduating and doing the school stuff in Riverhead, it was a little more harder because you got like 30 knuckleheads in one class. So it's kind of like, not to make excuses for me, it was kind of hard to like focus on that and do that. So at 16 and 17, as I started like getting older and stress coming, I started using like my life experiences and started wanting to write. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely
listening to like the old DMX days and all that stuff. That's when I really first started writing my first rhyme. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. You know what? Today's his birthday too. It's crazy, you know.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that.
I didn't even know that until I was in my girl's car radio yesterday, and they were playing like DMX Heavy yesterday. So it was just like I didn't even know that today was his birthday. So shout out to DMX.
Shout out to DMX, New York. Very own. It's so sad. I cried the day that happened. I saw him in concert once, and like it was the most epic experience of my life.
I could imagine his energy, man. Just seeing it on camera. I would love to have seen him in real life, man. I just feel like his energy is just like raw. You know what I mean? Like,
and like it's crazy because like he's so godly, and like his words, it just it hits people, and it's like but it was crazy, and it made for great entertainment, and that's why he was such a great artist.
I don't think a song Slipping could hit harder than any song that I ever heard. Is like Slipping, like
absolutely.
It's just like I cry every time I hear that song.
Absolutely. So how would you say that from when you were younger to now, things have changed, whether it be like Long Island, whether it be the music industry?
Well, like, not to sound like I'm so old, but my soul in music, I like most of the new music, like the drill and all that stuff. But I'm mainly like the 2090s, like the Wu-Tang, Method Man. You know what I mean? The most of the Def Jam artists, you know, LL Cool, like.
Okay.
So for me, how it changed, it feels like they're not like most people are not listening to the lyrics anymore. It's just more like a hook, and then you're out of there.
I say this all the time. Like it takes one hit and people just blow up out of nowhere nowadays. And there's no authenticity to a lot of this stuff no more.
It's crazy. You know,
why do you think I'm called the queen of the trap? I got to put people onto the things that they didn't learn about because times have changed.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you, in your opinion, how do you feel that times have changed? And that's definitely one of them.
Like even a mixtape, like for people like me, like so for people who are not like so computer literate, like the old days, you used to go to the barbershop and you'll just hand your CD. You know what? You would do it like that. It was no Spotify. It was none of this stuff like where before when I'm first starting writing my rhymes. So everything is like it's definitely more. It's good and it's bad. You know, it's just like I said, I come from the Jadakiss days. I come from the, you know what I mean? So it's like
trust and believe I know what you mean. I literally know, because it's so hard. Like, we grew up during an era that we're so like focused on, and things change every 5 years. The sound, the lyrics, the things that we're wearing, like the way that you put out your content, like Triller and what is it, TikTok are like literally taking off people's careers. We didn't have those things back in the day.
No.
And we had to literally, what you said, street work. I would go to Metro gas station in Northport and pay $5 for a Metro mixtape that had all these songs that I never even heard about. So I totally understand. And like, that's something I try and push on a lot of people too.
Like when 50 and he was doing his movement and mixtapes and all on that, that's when I first got encouraged really to be like, that's when I first actually learned like what is a mixtape, what's the difference between a mixtape and a CD. And the thing that I like about a mixtape more is that you can be yourself freely. I could jump into a single and then I could do a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? I could like you can give them varieties of your music. You know what I mean?
And it doesn't have to be just, well, for a DJ, it doesn't have to be just one straight artist. We can have mixtapes and host them for a whole artist if he wants like 10 songs and hosted by DJ KDEV. But also the good thing about mixtapes is you can influence other people to other people's music, you know? That's another thing. If
you want to get on somebody's instrumental, you're shining on somebody else's instrumental and you're letting it, you know what I mean? So
absolutely. That's a big thing too. I love collecting those. So if you got any of those, send them over. I love those things. But so describe to me, well, you did describe what your music is kind of like. You said you grew up listening to Jadakiss and all of that. So would you base your music on like those type of artists? Is that what your sound is?
My sound basically it's just like inspiring, like just off life experiences. Like I think my style is totally different from like anybody else's. Like my lyrics might be raw, but it's just like I'm just like more like everybody could be like you could be like a trapper, a pimp, or none of this stuff. My goal is like whoever listens to me is just to be inspired. Like if I tell you you're heart of a champion, like that song, like you have the heart of a champion to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, would you consider yourself a rapper or like a boom bap rapper, or like you do straight hip hop? What category would you put yourself in?
As of right now, I would say I'm an underground artist, but I would like to make to the mainstream. Like I have no certain limit to any kind of music. Like if it's a certain kind of vibe or something, I'm willing to challenge myself on it. You know what I mean? Even if it's like, it'd be karaoke. If I feel it, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to keep an open mind to the world. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. And I'll tell you right now that is going to be able to make your career go further, because you're not just so stuck in the box and fixated on one sound. You have in this industry, you literally have to just be out of the box, open to different opportunities, things that you're not even comfortable with sometimes, and just give them a shot, because you never know.
Who's listening? Yeah. You never know. You could be making somebody else's day better. You know what I mean? Somebody could be suicidal. They hear your music and then it just makes them like anything could be possible. But that's why I think music is like the best sport, because you could be jogging, you could be walking. Anytime a certain song could put you right in the mood that you need to be.
Absolutely. I say that all the time, and I say it in all my interviews. Music is universal. So even if one person doesn't actually adapt to it, maybe it's the words behind it that will really catch them, or they might put somebody else onto it because it might relate to them in another way. So anybody can adapt to music. Anybody can put out music. And that's what we do. We're artists. We're people. We want to spread our words. So my other question is, before becoming an artist, or, you know, as of now, whichever it may be, what does a normal 9 to 5 look like for you? Like, do you wake up, go to school, go to work, then do
Yeah,
all of your.
I work. It's not easy because at the same time you have to take yourself serious and you have to invest in yourself. But at the same time, until you start getting gigs and people know who you are and you start selling tickets at the door, like you have to have some kind of income. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. People just think it's just putting on a chain and just going out there
And just walking outside, getting visuals, and it's
no,
not. It's a
you
lot
have-
of hard
it's a
work.
lot of pushing. You know, you're getting your followers up, getting your people to check out your video or just networking it, and then balancing out your average stuff of being a father and all that stuff. So it's
Oh, I didn't even
it's
know
a-
you were a father.
yeah.
How many
I have-
kids do you have?
I have a beautiful daughter. She'll be 11 in January.
Oh, God bless. I didn't know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
Think she's gonna be like dad and be a rapper one day?
I think she believes it. I think she believes it can happen. I think she believes it can happen.
Does she play any instruments or anything like
At
that?
the moment, she done chorus and like dance recital, but she kind of like grows out of it. Every year she's doing something different. Sometimes it's soccer, so she's every year is doing something different.
I was the same way growing up. I couldn't stick to one sport. I wanted to do everything. So
I think I just think that's just like the part of a young person growing up and trying to figure out everything, trying to see
Absolutely.
something else and see what else is going on.
I mean, we're still doing that till this day. Every day
Yeah.
is a learning experience, and we want to
Seriously.
experience everything. Oh,
Yeah.
but God bless. I had no idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit more about the music part. So I know that you have a song out that hit 36K and it was your first song. So my question is, how long have you been making music and when did you put that actual track out?
I say I first started actually making music and not just writing music, like recording myself was like when I was like 19 and I'm 35 now. So I say about like 16 years ago. Yeah, it's crazy when I think of it.
When
like
you
that.
think about it, it's like, wow,
It's
that
like-
many years went by. I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Like,
And you
damn.
know what's so crazy about that? I've been recording myself for 16 years. And no matter where I go, I still like as humble. I still get the same nervous effect as I had the first times going in there. Because
Yep.
it's just you're paying for yourself to hear yourself. And my kind of producer, which I love, is like he's a hard ass. Like if he hears me slurring or out of breath, like he's not just trying to get me out of there, take my money. He likes me to finesse it. So that's what I like about him. I've been working with him for like over 10 years, you know. So
Wow.
yeah.
See, and you gotta be that's another thing. You gotta be very comfortable with who you work with. Because I mean, I'm around artists all the time and they pay thousands of dollars to go to record these studios, and then their stuff comes back and they're like, this is not really what I wanted. So you have
Yeah.
as an artist, you have to really network with people. You have to network with your DJs. You have to figure out, what producers are good, what videographers are good. And that's going to be my next question, because
Yeah.
that's something that also, not only did you reach out to me asking to do an interview, but you had also sent in music to the Queen of the Trap podcast, and I had played your music video on my
Shout
show.
out.
Yes, I got you. But one thing that I noticed was that your videographer is Street Heat. Now, yesterday,
Yeah.
I went to a Street Heat event.
Small
For
world.
Jim Jones and Mano. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you got involved with Street Heat, because for people who don't know, Street Heat is literally a Long Island native.
Yeah,
And
he's
I
a legend.
only-
He's
I only just discovered who he was like a couple of months ago, and I'm glad I know who he is now. But in your own opinion, how did you get started with that company? How did they start recording for you?
yeah, pretty much like when I first started, like out of the MySpace days and like the Facebook days and all.
MySpace. He
I
just
know,
mentioned
right?
MySpace.
Yeah. I started networking and stuff like that, and it was just one girl on my page. Her name is Jen Lowe, whatever like that. And I seen her doing a lot of events in Long Island events and stuff, and I seen her doing videos, and then I seen the sign Street Heat pop up, and I was just like, wait a minute, I seen DMX videos, I seen this and that.
Yeah.
So at this time, I had You in Danger. I had a couple other songs. I had no video out. So I said to her, I was like, how you doing? I'm such and such from Long Island. I'm trying to like do my first video. What do you think about this song? I played the song. She loved it. She actually were friends with Tainuf, and Tainuf, he heard 3 or 4 songs, and the first song he said, I want to do Danger, once it was that, it was all in his hands, you know.
That's amazing.
It's a blessing, you know what I mean? It really is. I mean,
it is such a big blessing because, like, honestly, me being in that environment yesterday, I got to see like what
like
you
you're around stars,
exactly.
Like you're not just like it's different from going to like a rapper show and seeing them live, but you're actually like seeing the uncut, like seeing them in the video, seeing them take
raw, and seeing what it takes to actually develop a music video. Like yesterday, they're breaking out cranes and heat freaking things and flatbeds, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I saw
the Royce out there too. I saw the car. I was like, yeah, that's a $500,000 car out there too. I was like, that's crazy.
I know that, and I was touching it. I was like, should I even be putting my hands on this car right now? I was very nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But like, it's those opportunities that I, as a DJ personally, like love to experience, because I get to see what you artists have to go through in order to put these music videos out and hand them over to me in order for me to play them for you.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that, and that's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this, because number one, a lot of people don't know about the street heat. A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't, like myself. And that's something that's an amazing situation for you in general, because
it's so humbling.
Because when I boosts your likes and views a little bit more.
When I see like his list of work he put in, and to even see my name on there, it's just like I said, it humbles me. It's just like it just makes me want to just do more videos and just be like because he has the eye for it. Like he really has the eye for it, and he works with underground artists like myself. Yep. You know, he goes from a top artist.
He was shooting 3 videos yesterday. It wasn't just Jim. Every split second, he's like, oh, this person needs something. And we were recording for somebody. I saw him recording for somebody else. I'm like, this man don't stop. Yeah. And this man don't stop. And it's like, it's dope to see that like somebody from Long Island is getting that opportunity, because we don't get enough of those opportunities.
No, we really don't.
So you are a very fortunate person to have that experience, have that opportunity. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because people deserve to know what work you have put in order to get yourself here.
Yes.
So kudos to you.
I'm glad you see that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, hard work pays off, and people actually notice that hard work when it's being shown and put in your face. And that's something that I noticed first right offhand when I was looking into you and researching about you, because yes, we're from Long Island, but you and I really haven't worked so much together yet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And after this, we're definitely going to be working more, but it was just, I just wanted to let you know that like, that was something that caught my attention, and you're very fortunate to be a person to be able to do things like that.
Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Now, how many projects do you currently have out? Aside from like do you have any albums, mixtapes?
I have one mixtape. That's on excuse me. That's on thatpiff.com. It's called Focus Time. Okay. And I did that. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but shout out to Down Island Town Studios, Stigmata.
I know who they are.
Yeah, from Patchogue. Yeah, I did all my music and CDs, my first mixtape with him. So, yeah. And
I wanted to also say, you being from Long Island, do you do anything over at Social Media House?
That's the thing. That's the thing where I'm not saying I'm slacking, but that's the thing where I need to get out more. I haven't been out on the stage or at none of these events in like years. That's the only thing that next year I'm going to work into the groove and doing that more, getting more involved with promoters and seeing what clubs on Long Island is really going on. That's where I got to put my more footwork in.
If you need help with that, come to me. I got you. I can help you a
Appreciate
little
that.
bit. Like I said, Long Island's really hard, but again, I can help connect you with the right people.
Yeah.
But Social Media House, you should follow them. Stay in tune with everything they got going on, because I'm telling you right now, you're a Long Island artist. They do showcases all of the time. And I'm one of those people who go scope out artists and network with people down there when they're doing these ciphers, when they're doing these events. They don't only just do music events, like they have they have showcases for like weed. They have
That's dope.
they have everything. There is always a freaking dispensary like type of setup every time you walk in there. Like
Now you talking about it now.
And I'm also going to tell you that famous people walk in and out of there every single day. If people don't know who this is, it's Biscuit. He is the biggest blogger on Long Island. That is his studio. That's like his home studio. He's got his own painting on the wall in one of the rooms. Like he's that big.
It's like that.
And there's always famous people walk. I met Vado there. Like,
yeah, that's dope.
I met Drummer Boy Fresh over there. Like, people are always in and out. So I like to tell people from Long Island, they are a great studio. I love them. I'm always, getting involved with things over there. I was actually over there a couple of weeks ago for Biscuits and Blunts events. That's when I met Vado. So definitely get involved with that. And also, as an artist, keep sending us your music. Like, we will always, especially DJs, reach out to all the DJs you possibly know and flood them in their emails with all of your music, because that's just going to A, help you promote more, but B, all of us store our files. Whether it gets played tomorrow or a year down the line, we're always going to have it. And you never know when we're going to spin it, and it might actually take off. So that's why I always tell people, whenever people send into my podcast, I save those files forever. I have things from 2002 and saved on hard drives. I have like 8 hard drives. I have everybody's music.
That's good.
So definitely keep doing what you're doing. I'm very amazed at everything you're doing, and I'm proud of you. And I'm definitely looking forward to working with you more.
Thank you. Same right here.
Very welcome. So if you had the chance right now and 3 people in the industry that you would love to work with saw this, who would it be? Who would you want to work with if they saw this interview right now?
I would have to say Nas, Jadakiss, and definitely Davies. I would definitely say
the Davies. I might be able to help you with.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with all of them. I was actually just talking to his cousin. Yeah. Because we sent him a little video yesterday. Like, why aren't you at the shoot?
Yeah.
But
like I've been listening to his music like for a while, like before he even like got signed to Nas and stuff. Like my ear is always to like the underground. Like I always go for like the underdogs, the people that have a different story and change something, and just watching him grow from something to nothing it's just humble experience for me. You know what I mean? It's just like
absolutely.
When I look at artists like that, I look at that, I'd be like, okay, they're flipping it, kicking it. They pushing me to get into my bag and let me do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
2 Chainz for me. Like that's literally how I view that man.
Yeah. He's dope too, man. Like he came out of nowhere. I mean, he was rapping a certain way, and then he just came out of nowhere and just flipped it. And
that man is brilliant. I will tell you, this is one of my trap facts, but this man was selling nickel bags, $5 bags every single day at 12 years old. He would hide his money from his dad and his mom so they wouldn't steal his money. He saved up $130,000, bought a tour bus, and recorded "It's Your Birthday." And then he got signed to Lil Wayne. Boom.
That's crazy. That's a dope experience.
And now look where this man is at.
Yeah.
But the Davies thing. So for me, it took me a little while to get into Davies because like I love trap music and I grew up on Uncle Murder and like
Yeah,
J.
yeah, yeah.
Styles P, but I'm like, who the fuck is this Davies? And my ex-boyfriend loved him. Like he literally thought he was Davies. And I used to be like, Davies ain't shit. But I went to one of his concerts and I literally just stood there and I watched this man perform and I watched his energy and how he interacts with a crowd, and it made me appreciate this man's music. And
That's
now I
dope.
fucking love this. I listen to him every day.
See, that's
I've been
dope.
every single one of his concerts. So like we were talking about, music is universal. You never know how somebody's going to react. You never know when somebody's going to react to it. It could be now or later down the line. You just got to stay consistent and
I know.
show that you're working hard for what you want.
Exactly. You can't
And
put
you're
it in.
doing great. And I'm telling you, from my point of view, I see it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Definitely see it. You're very welcome. Now, what is next for you? So where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years? What is there that you would like to do? Do you want to open up any businesses? Do you want to, you tell me.
What's next? Hopefully, like we were just discussing, like I would start interacting with people more and start doing more shows and stuff. And I would want to do like acting and like real estate and stuff. Like if I ever made it like to the mainstream and I get my hand on a certain bag like that, like instead of like buying $400,000 cars and all that stuff, I would love to
Think more practical.
Yeah, I would love to invest in like real estate or something that I could use a valuable or something, you know what I mean? And just brand off that and just like that. Because honestly, I wouldn't want to be I'm 35 now, but like I said, I wouldn't want to be a rapper forever. But I just want to tell my story.
You never know.
I know. I just want to tell my story and reach my full potential with it. That's the best, you know?
Absolutely. No, that's great. And you will get there. I mean, you've
Thank you.
already reached so many goals. And now you just have more to even go with. So
Yeah.
but so I thank you for being on my podcast. I thank you for allowing me to interview. I actually learned a lot about you today, and that's why I love doing these interviews.
Yeah.
So I thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And now tell everybody where they can find you before we end our interview.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. It's no abbreviation. It's Rand Davis, aka Focus. And then you can follow me on Instagram, FOCUSONE631.
All right. And where can we find all your music again?
My music is on Spotify, and that's in Amazon, iTunes.
All
And
right. Everybody go tap into that.
yeah.
Everybody go listen, go tap in, go watch those music videos. And I thank you once again. And I hope you have a great day.
God bless. Thank you.
Yes.